after a month out of Premier League action. We are going to take on Bournemouth tomorrow in an early lunchtime fixture. This is your Arsenal versus Bournemouth match preview. Welcome back to All About Arsenal. And today we're going to spend some time out to preview the Bournemouth versus Arsenal game. With me is one of my close friends and a regular on the channel, MC Moore. How are you doing, brother?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm not hearing you very well. I hope your audio improves as the stream continues. So how's the break been? You know, the last time we played the game in the Premier League, we won 2-0 against Everton. That was the game where Max Dowman actually came of age, you know, and
Yeah, well,
we were 9 points clear of.
I'm still very disappointed about the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup because I believe that we're poised to complete the steps. And it is what it is, but we have 11 more games. 11.
Yeah,
And,
seven in the league and potentially 4 in the Champions League.
Exactly. I for one, I believe that we are able to go the mile. We have the manager, we have the experience, and we have the set of boys. Although not all available, but we have enough. So we should take it a game at a time, and a game at a time. Left for me, I'll be very honest with you. I was disappointed at the last 2 games before Sporting Lisbon.
Oh yeah,
Those
the
were-
Carabao Cup
Those
final
were
and
very
the FA Cup.
see. There are games we lose, and I wouldn't feel bad. But those were games we were not supposed to lose. Pep had not beaten you 6 times in a row. 6. You went to a final. He gave you the advantage early by saying he was going to use the second choice keeper. You should have gone with your best squad. I mean, we had a poll on the group, you remember, right? Everybody. And we are not coaches. We don't need this more than Mikel. He should want this more than we do. It's his name on the line. However, he went for keeper. Citing the emotional choice was one thing. Then looking at the tactical disadvantage was something else. You saw the tactical disadvantage. He couldn't beat the front press.
Yeah, but that was down to Kepa's ability though. Because
That
if we had
that is
Raya
Raya's
would have been
food.
able to, Raya would have been able
So
to link
aside
it
from the
with those
emotional
guys.
choice, you had a choice to make a tactical decision.
Yeah.
Let's assume you made an error in the Carabao Cup. What happened to the FA Cup game?
FA Cup, so down
Right?
to
So
desire, man.
see,
Yeah,
there are times Miguel does things, and I question his mentality.
yeah.
Is it good enough for you to relate with these players on an emotional level that would drive them to want to run through brick walls for you? I know it is. At the same time, if your ambition comes second place to that, then I should question you. I feel
agree, man.
if he was as ambitious as the squad is in terms of the backing and finances that have been poured into the squad and the hunger of the Arsenal fans. I mean, every time you tell these fans to come to the stadium to make noise and dominate the opposition,
and they're not saying
it's
that on
quite
the pitch
difficult
as
when you
well.
don't have the trophies.
Yeah, I agree.
Give us 1 or 2.
Yes, sir. Okay, so we have a
But
couple of
it will all pale in comparison if the next 11 games show that ruthlessness. If you feel it is Max Doman that can give you that edge, that advantage, that marginal gain, then bring in McDoman.
Yeah,
It's not the time to cuddle.
I like the idea of Downman, but at the same time, I don't want to put too much pressure on that boy. The thing I like about him is the fact that he plays with no fear. You know, he shows that desire to want to do something, which is quite sad, seeing how some of his teammates, who are supposed to be the older ones, don't do anything about it. Because when I think of the fact that when we're drawing against Everton, my manager looked at that man ahead of Gabriel Jesus. It was very evident that he knew where, his own desires were. So let's go into today's game. We have the Bournemouth preview, and we can't look no further than the press conference. Obviously, we have a couple of folks on the chat. As always, Sule was talking about how this game is a bit scary. I agree. Bournemouth is one kind of funny team that we've had some history with in the past, and I'm really hoping that the lads are going to cook tomorrow. But there's no better place to start than Arteta's press conference. The first thing we needed was to know the status of a certain Iberichi Eze. And what he said was that Iberichi Eze is available. He has been ahead of schedule. My first conversation with him after he had a leg, he wanted to be available for next week, but it was impossible. So it was very clear that Eze wanted to play, and now he's available. How big of a boost is this news to you?
At this point, this is the biggest game of the season so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, a lot of us have to be comfortable with the fact that we may have to grind through games instead of coasting through games.
Yeah.
People say we are meeting only one team in the top 7, but then that means you're also meeting a lot of teams who are fighting to get an European place.
Yeah.
And these are all valid concerns. Our target might be the league. Other teams have targets like meeting the Conference League or finishing top 10. The last 7 games of the season are usually where everybody puts in their best. Actually, the last 10 games, teams in relegation have been told your salary is going to be cut. You need to be aware. There's a relegation clause, baby.
That's what's up.
Give me your all, or I cut your money in half. So again, I feel everything just boils down to the gaffer. How much does he want it? I don't want anybody to talk about injuries at this point. Yes, we have them, but that's the reason why we went to stock up the squad.
True.
We have them. And my gripe has been sometimes I feel he has not optimized the squad. Personally, I have that feeling. For example, I have the feeling that players like Norgard should have gotten more minutes.
Yeah.
I have that feeling. I have the feeling that players like Doman should have been introduced at the halftime in the Carabao Cup final. And let's make this clear. I wouldn't have those feelings if those players were not there. But these players were there. And there are times I felt that certain players could change certain situations for us. And he has been dilly-dallying in doing that. He himself admitted the fact some seasons ago when he said there was a point he wanted to make a change with the goalkeeper and he was really
just
scared to do that, right?
Yeah.
But that was 2 years ago. If you're still facing that challenge now, and it's very obvious in a critical game, then I question you a bit. I know that once Mikel wins, many of these questions will die down.
True.
I'll use Ancelotti as a case in point. Last year, a lot of the questions that we're asking now, we never asked it. Why? He won the league. And that's the pass he needs. So, if Mikel is hungry enough, I believe we would land the league or the Champions League.
And
talking about in terms of a maximum potential of what the squad can do, I feel we can do better than one trophy. But for tomorrow's game against Bournemouth, he has already gone to tell the fans, come out and bring your lunch and dinner. Now, this is back to him. Select the best possible squad.
Oh my days.
Should the game involve a change that is required from the options you have, take it, make the change. Once we win today, you would see that the nerves in the next game against Sporting will be quite reduced because we already have an away lead. So take this game, avoid the errors, go through the motions. These are big players that have delivered for you week in, week out, and they are 9 points clear. So it is now your work as a manager. How do you combine them for 1 month? Bournemouth's record is no loss in 7. At the same time, that is 1 win in 7.
Yeah. Lots of
And
draws.
Arsenal have 4 wins on the trot. The form is on our side. Now the question is, how much do we want it? I will see. At this point, is how much are willing to fight for this? I tell people that I remember a Manchester United that played a season that won 13 games with 1 goal difference. I make that reference all the time. Nobody remembers that today. And that team had fantastic players: Tevez, Ronaldo, Rooney. These were the men. So if we are going to use Saka, Martinelli, and Gyökeres to get the league title, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
Don't
I
just go
agree.
there and be cowardly. Go there, show that you want it in how you play. It's Michael Oliver. That's another problem. So keep your calm. Don't be
Yeah,
silly.
yeah, because Oliver is
Go there.
like a prima donna. I agree.
I don't know why it's Michael Oliver. I have no idea. But
It's
it is
what
what
it
it is.
is. It's what it is,
It's
bro.
what it is.
Yeah.
We've not
So
had a
we.
red card or a penalty this season. And I'm
Mhm.
seeing Michael Oliver and I'm remembering a lot of things. But
Yeah, he did. Like, we know him as a drama queen. All right. So thank you so much. We have Rory on the channel. Rory, I'm liking the new look, man. Yeah, that's fresh.
I
Good
mean,
for
all
you.
I'm asking for is just keep me away from Dom because my God, he's been on a field day. Jesus
I like that.
Christ.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, no, no. Yeah, I'm really
Third
liking the
time I'm
look.
rolling with it, you know.
Yes, I
Was
agree.
it the first person on here that's actually clocked it? I've not posted anything on social media regarding it,
No, no,
nothing like
it's
that.
looking dope.
You're
Like
the
you know when
first one.
when Ramsey just started and started playing very well, they decided to just up his game and went in the blown. But actually looks good on you, bro. So I want to just
Yeah.
pick on one thing he said. The media asked him like how big is the opportunity to go 12 points clear, and he was like, the closer we get, the relevance and more important it becomes. Tomorrow is a big day for us. The players know it, the supporters know it, and then the kickoff, blah blah blah. How big an opportunity is this for us, Rory?
Yeah, it's definitely a massive opportunity, especially when City have to go away to Chelsea. And we play first as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
City may have a game in hand, and we still don't know exactly when that's going to be. But all we can do is just win every game from now until the end of the season. And listen, I think we've all had the assumption that Man City will win every single game prior, when they played West Ham, Nottingham Forest, etc. But that
Mm-hmm.
was obviously before the final, right? So, and I know I said this before they played Forest and before they were very vulnerable against West Ham. Well, they weren't really vulnerable. It was
Yeah,
actually
West Ham just had
Forest
just one
that
lucky chance and
yeah, they
converted it.
missed a lot of chances against
Yeah,
West
they
Ham, but they
did.
were very
Yeah.
vulnerable against Forest, who
Nottingham Forest.
yeah, they took the lead twice in that game and they bottled that one. Um, but I think because of that final, I don't see Manchester City dropping another point from now until the end of the season. So all we can do now
So
is win every game.
you believe the final has kind of given them a shift of gear.
Yeah, I do, to be honest.
Just
Especially when
just
we've still got
just
games
just
at the
for the
Etihad.
record, this is something I've been saying in a group and Enigma have been. I've been saying that we have given them ammunition for the closing rounds.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. We've still got them to play away at the Etihad. So this is why I'm still pessimistic on whether or not we will win this league or not. I've been pretty clear on this all season. I've not once come out and said, yo, we're definitely going to win this title because we've had numerous opportunities when the pressure is on to pull away. Every time City have dropped points before we eventually do, we don't take advantage.
Yeah.
We've, we've done okay when we're playing before Manchester City, and we're piling that sort of pressure on City. I just hope we do it tomorrow because Bournemouth are not going to be no pushover. Um, and if we drop points against Bournemouth, we are forgetting Man City is literally around the corner next
Yeah.
week after we play Sporting. I thought before today that the City game wasn't until like the end of April, but this next week.
Next
So
week, man.
this game's like, yo, if we don't win, then it's goes tits up. I'm telling you, because I don't see this manager being brave enough to go to the Etihad and winning. Yeah, fair enough. He'll actually start his best goalkeeper for that one, and City won't have to approach that final the same way when we eventually play them next week. But in terms of the playing style and the fact it
I'm
is
counting
the
on
way it is,
Chelsea to do something over the weekend.
No,
If
you can't
Chelsea
really
does,
you can't bank on Chelsea. You can't actually bank
you
on
can't.
Chelsea.
I
You just
have a
can't.
question for you, Red.
Go on.
If we win tomorrow and Man City fails to win against Chelsea, would you change your prediction?
Yeah, probably because 11, 12 clear. We've never really been in that sort of position. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
for me, I have said like quite clearly that we should be winning the league. I've never said that we are definitely going to win the league. I've never come out with chest. Yep, best team in Europe. We are winning this league. We're winning the Champions League. We're winning the quadruple. I don't think anyone necessarily, apart from the top gooners who are again searching for clicks in it, but that's another thing. Quadruple talk, etc., etc. Right, no one does that apart from the pundits on Sky, etc., etc. I actually don't know. It's a difficult one, but I think if we were going to go 12 clear, 11 clear, if City do drop points come the end of the weekend, then yeah, I would be confident that we will get it over the line. But I will say this quite clearly, though. I don't think we pull away in the last 6 or 7 games of the season. I reckon we win it on the last day against Crystal Palace.
Yeah, that we do.
So
So let's yeah. Well,
it's
I
not
think
surprise me. I could be wrong. We could win it at
maybe
the
That's
Emirates.
that's
well,
that's you've given the sports channel a dream ending. They would love that. That would be so dramatic. Week in, week out, we're going to have clips, bit sides, and everything.
yeah,
But I
I would.
feel
I'd much rather just win it within the
like
last 3 or 4 games.
three games to
To
go.
be honest,
Yeah.
Crystal
exactly.
Palace
You know
playing.
why? So that we can actually be able to flex in the Champions League, right? If if we go through past Sporting, which is very likely, and we beat Bournemouth, it means we have 6 games to go in the league and 3 games to go in the Champions. If that's 11 points, it also means we can afford to lose 3 games in the league and
Yeah,
still top with 2 points.
but
So
again,
I want to make a big call. If we win tomorrow and Man City fail to win against Chelsea, it's over for the league.
but again, right? I don't want to like sound petty, but even if we do go 12 points clear tomorrow, with City dropping points or 11, should I say? I still want us to win our remaining games because
Of course.
I want us to pick up as many points as we possibly can to win this title.
What's the maximum point you can pick up now? Is it up to 90?
Yes, it's got to be 90. Well, at
Wow.
least past 90 then. Yeah, 93 maybe. I've
Yeah,
just taken a
maybe.
wild guess,
But I reckon
Yeah.
that next season the title chase will be more calmer for us.
Yeah,
So
We are
obviously, there's that anxiety in the air right now because you
we
just
are
want to get it so
jittery.
bad.
We are
Yeah,
so jittery.
but
It's clear. You can see it. The players are on the
yeah,
cusp of something special, and it's almost as if their nerves
how
can't
many,
hold
how many
out.
games are currently on at the moment? Is it 70? Right, okay.
yes,
Because
and we have
I want to
7
make
games, so
sure I'm
that's
doing these
91.
calculations correct.
Yeah, so another thing you spoke about. Let me get your thoughts on this, Rory. Was about his finishers. Right now, following the goal from Kai Havertz, it is recorded that we've had 28 goal contributions from our substitutes, 14 goals and 12. No, did I get it wrong? No, 38 goal contributions from our substitutes, 24 goals and 14 assists from our subs, more than any of the teams in Europe. And what basically comes to mind are players like Martinelli, players like Havertz, usually come on as subs. Looking at the way the team is structured right now, would you still keep Martinelli on the bench, or should you start ahead of Trossard tomorrow?
Um, I'll probably say it's a difficult one because Bournemouth aren't one of these teams that necessarily drops deep, and they're known for very attacking. To be honest with you, so I think Martinelli would probably be the best option on paper. Trossard's more about the trickery, etc., etc. And he's probably more suited for the low blocks, whereas Martinelli, when space is provided, he is the guy. However, on the flip side, Martinelli is better suited coming off the bench from what we've established already this season.
Yeah.
Against Sporting, he had a fairly decent cameo in all fairness to him. So I think it's probably better off playing Trossard and then bringing on Martinelli against tired legs, because I feel like Martinelli does provide a lot more off the bench than he does as opposed to when he starts. So I'll probably start Trossard tomorrow, and then bring off Martinelli. Bring on Martinelli from the bench. And by the way, I've just done my calculations correct. So the most we can get from now until the end of the season, if we do win the Premier League, is 91.
Yeah,
That is
91.
that is the that is the minimum at least if we win our remaining games. So yeah, but as I
Okay,
said, I think
awesome.
I think we should start Trossard tomorrow. You could argue because Eze could be available, he's back in training. I think that could be a shout for left wing, but again, I don't necessarily want him to be rushed back.
Yeah.
So I'll probably put him on the bench. But then again, Odegaard might be injured, so I don't know who we start in that 10 position tomorrow. Probably be Kai Havertz, really.
Yeah, probably have us because Odegaard is still injured. Okay, so
Yeah.
Uche, I'd like to get your thoughts on this. Will you start Martinelli tomorrow, or will you bring it from the bench?
Um, I would start Trossard because Madrid is going to start on the other side. So I'm going to
Okay,
start
is
Trossard.
it Saka fit yet?
No,
He's not in training.
Oh yeah, okay. He was not in training pictures though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even if he was fit, I wouldn't play him. Let him take it off. We would need him against City more.
Yeah, but wouldn't
So
that game be too soon for him? Shouldn't he get like
no,
some minutes prior to the City game?
no, it's 1 week, right? 1 week.
Yeah.
He needs that 1 week. Come to think of
Okay.
it, Saka traveled for the international break. It was the national team doctors that told him he should come back. He was on red. So he
Yeah.
traveled at risk. Well, I don't know how we're making this kind of mistakes at this point. It's amateurish. But that's by the way. So I would play Trossard
Yeah.
because Madueke is starting on the other side.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I think the whole Madueke and the Martinelli assignment has not really worked for us.
Oh no, he
Uh,
doesn't.
yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's go to the next slide, talking about Arsenal's form and team news. Obviously, we know what our form has been like after we won the game against Everton We played the Carabao Cup final against Man City, and obviously I don't want to open up any wounds, but we really messed up that day. We were there for 2 full weeks. We drew a lot of players. There was supposed drama around how many people that we brought back from international duty. Then we lost to Southampton, which was quite terrible. And we're this close to losing again against Sporting CP, if not for the fact that we had an amazing keeper in Raya. So, Uchi, let me start with you before I go to Rory on this. Oh, he's out. Rory, what's your take on our form right now? Yes, I know this win was good, but did it look more like it just patched on how things have been? Because, let's see, I don't think I've been satisfied with how I've been playing the last 3 or 4 games. Even Everton, we had to wait till the 89th minute, to even get something from that game. So how concerned have you been about our form, and what do you think can change?
Yeah, as I mentioned already, just our form in general, so far this season, I just think it's very up and down, isn't it? Like, we drop points or we lose a game, and then we go on a nice unbeaten run, 11, 12 games, then we lose another game, backs against the wall again, another unbeaten run. It's just the same cycle, it feels like. And this time out, I think for the first time this season, we've actually lost 2 games on the bounce, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And what's frustrated me about our recent form is the fact we've not learned anything in the last 2 games. I know we beat Sporting, and that was fantastic, right? Great result. But I'm looking at it from a performance perspective, right? Okay. I don't see much changing at all. I think the Southampton one was a prime example. Not starting right, and I get Kepa wasn't at fault, or should I say, Balenciaga. I don't want to say that guy's name, to be honest.
Arrizabalaga.
No, I call him Balenciaga, bro. I don't want to say that guy's surname either. He wasn't at fault, right, for any of the goals, but when we play out from the back, is a major concern. Right?
Yeah.
A major concern, the way we want to play, and Kepa is in goal. I said his name again. When he's in goal, basically, our playing style's not the same. And our playing style's never been great in the last 2 years, right? It's fair to say. But still, I just think he hinders the way we play out from the back so much. It's unbelievable. And you saw the difference when Raya was in goal the other night. Against Sporting, I don't see, Balenciaga having a performance like Raya did. To be honest, I think at least 2 of the goals, if he was in goal, would have gone in.
Yeah.
And we could have been going into that Emirates game, at least a 2-goal deficit. And then you look at the final. I still stand by the fact, our best goalkeeper should have started.
Yeah,
for sure. That is, for me, and I get Man City started Trafford, but then again, it just doesn't make no sense to me when you had the opportunity right there to have one up on Pep when you've not won anything in 6 years. It's a day out at Wembley. I'm sure if we were going to win that trophy, no one, and I mean, the players and manager, etc., if that decision came to fruition, if he started David Raya, I don't think he would have looked at it and gone, well, we won a trophy, but Kepa was on the bench. What about squad sentiment?
That move didn't make any sense to me, because if he played Kepa, right, he should have played Nogard. He should have played Louis Kelly. All the guys that took it to the Carabao Cup final, right? Why would
He
you go
wants
as
to be a
far?
genius. He wants to be, I did it with the toughest keeper possible.
And I'm not going to dwell on that, man. It was just pathetic, in all honesty. It really
Yeah.
I
was.
feel so pissed because even everybody who was an Arsenal fan knew it. Play your best
Yeah.
squad. It's a final. Look at City now playing with the swagger of prime Man City.
And also, like we are talking about one of like the best managers of this like generation, Pep Guardiola, right? Like he has got more than enough League Cups in his cabinet to experiment,
Yeah.
right? He
True.
could go with his second choice goalkeeper who was initially brought in to be number
As
one,
the first choice. Yeah, before
right?
Donnarumma came
And
around.
you know,
Yeah.
James Trafford's come in. I think he came out in an interview and said once that he didn't even know Donnarumma was going to come in. So
Mm-hmm.
it was clear that Trafford thought he was going to be the number one at Man City, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Balenciaga came in as a backup goalkeeper. We knew that from the off,
Yeah.
and you know he came in, and Arsenal for me were making, I don't know what it is with these squad players, right, and fringe players should I say, but whenever we sign them, the club just make a huge meal out of it. Like, here to raise the levels was the main caption. And I'm like, how about raising from a cross, mate? How about actually catching the ball? Actually, I think that's the wrong terminology. I meant rising from a flipping cross. How about
Yeah.
that instead of raising? But, again, as I say, it's not just 13, right? It's, for me, the rest as a collective, like the fact a 16-year-old kid last week was,
Best player, pretty
showing
much.
seniors how to play football, looking
Yeah.
like the Brazilian out of Martinelli and Jesus. And then you got the cup final as well. Listen, if we would have won that final and we got knocked out by Southampton, I would have sat there and gone, you know what, it's one of them. At least we've got something over the line, right? And
Yeah.
although I love the FA Cup, it's one of them, right? It's the magic of the FA Cup, right? Anyone can beat anyone. But the fact you've gone out of 2 cup competitions in 2 weeks, especially with all this, quadruple talk, it's unacceptable, right?
True.
You couldn't have lost to Southampton in the Championship, who are what, 7th, and I know they've been fairly decent recently with a new manager coming in, but it's
Still.
Arsenal against Southampton. Like, come on,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
And I want to look at it actually. I agree. You know, that's all right though. So now let's talk about our opponents, Bournemouth. Uche. These guys have been draw specialists. I think since Semenyo left, they brought in that youngster Ryan, who actually dazzled initially, but they're kind of falling off a cliff a bit. So, what's your take on Bournemouth so far this season? You're
I've said
muted.
it
Okay.
before. I've said it before. Last 7 games, 1 win, 6 draws. We shouldn't. Nothing to phase us. Go there, bullish. Get your victory at home. Get
Yeah,
it
but
early.
if you want to be bullish, remember how they beat us last season, though, or do you want to attribute the fact that we're trying to still focus on the Champions
That
League at
is
that point?
last
that
season.
is that is few in your Arsenal. They beat you.
I think it's having connectivity issues again. It's frozen. Okay, so come on. Okay, are you back? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Your
back.
network is
Yeah,
really
so
acting
so
up.
that should be few. They beat you last season, so beat them this season. At this point, we shouldn't have any excuse for anything. Whoever you are faced with, win and move. You
Yeah,
guys have been speaking for too long. Do it. However it is, get it across the line.
fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. So, Rory, your thoughts on Bournemouth?
Yeah, Bournemouth's an interesting one, because they started the season really well. They played arguably the best football in the league, to be honest with you, and I think Ariola's done a fantastic job over there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
And I think it may have been in the Christmas period. I don't know. I can't remember, but I think they went on like a winless streak of how many games was it? I
Yeah,
can't
like I
remember, to
think
be
like
honest.
12 games or something. I remember.
12 games. And now they've sort of, picked it up a little bit. I mean, they've had quite a few draws in there. They are still like comfortably mid-table. That they are
Yeah.
13th as I'm speaking now. Um, and I think they've still got some decent players that could actually hurt us. They caused us quite a few problems when we played them earlier on in the season,
Yeah.
in January.
Hmm.
And so they're a team, as I said earlier, that like to attack. They're not going to be afraid to stick it on us. And we just got to be professional. We can't afford no complacency at the back as well, because we tend to do this in a lot of home games. Like, let's not forget this. Away from home, defensively, we may be, faultless, but at home is where I tend to see a lot of complacency, and we can't afford that against a team like Bournemouth. Evan Nilsson tends to have like the odd goal against us, which, yeah, I don't know what it is with him, but he just scores every time, it feels like. So he's a
Yeah.
guy that we got to watch out on.
It's part of the magic.
Sorry.
I said it's one of those things.
Yeah, exactly. What's his name? I've forgotten. Krupi. There we go.
Oh, yeah, Krupi.
Yeah,
Yeah, that his goal against us was crazy, man. That was some crazy shot.
yeah, exactly. So they've still got some great players in that Bournemouth team. Alex Scott has been, given an England call up this season already. So,
James Tavernier, we have James Tavernier, and funny enough, the loss last season, the 2 goals against us were set pieces, so they actually
Yeah.
have our weapons in their arsenal.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true as well. I was at that game as well, and my God. Um, but yeah, I think still though when we're at home, the 13th in the league, it's still not the same Bournemouth team from last season when they had Hoyson. They don't have Semenyo to bring off the bench this time out, because obviously he's gone Man City. But then again, we'll have to play him again next week. But with that being said, they've still got a good team, and they've still got
Yeah, they
players
do
that
actually.
definitely hurts. I think that Ryan Geezer on the right hand side has been a decent signing for them.
Hmm.
He can be very tricky at times. Ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I
but
know he went
I
back
think yeah,
like,
but his form has kind of dropped a bit though.
yeah, true. But I still
Yeah,
think it's a decent signing for them.
he made the World Cup squad anyway, so big
Yeah,
ups.
I think you could argue their back four has sort of downgraded a little bit, but it's still quite decent. I think I rate their full backs quite highly. The goalkeeper Petrovic, yeah, I don't know, he's a bit dodgy, to be honest with you.
Never
You
said.
know, don't forget he did hold 5 against us when I think 2 seasons ago, right?
Yeah, for Chelsea, I remember.
Mavropanos has just scored again. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so now let's talk about injuries and suspensions. For our own team, the long-term injury remains Mikel Merino. He was out for a while in the Man United game. Odegaard has also picked up a knee issue, unfortunately. We'll talk about Odegaard for a little bit, and there are concerns around Saka and Timber as well. So, Uche, Odegaard has had a very terrible season in terms of injuries. Started with the injuries to his shoulder, then his
So,
knee.
then,
Like,
you know
so,
the worst part. The
yeah.
players who are rocked by injuries the most are still going to play the World Cup. So there's no reprieve for them next season. Odegaard is going to the World Cup. Saka is going to the World Cup. In that game, it's going to the World Cup. Okay, Calafiori is not going. That's why we have a reprieve. Gabriel is going. These are the players who've been struck the most by injury in our squad. Right? I'm a little bit worried about Odegaard's injury because he fixed a lot of the problems we encounter. Right? For the past 2 to 3 years, I've been saying that he should be played as a deep line playmaker. The Kilos, the Xavis, I've been saying that for a very long time.
So, Butcher, your audio is not that good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can manage. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm worried about Odegaard. Point blank. I am worried about him. It's one too many. I'm worried about Saka too. In the last 2 seasons, Saka has missed 33 games for
Yeah.
Arsenal. That's about a quarter of games he would. What am I saying? A third or
Yeah,
to fifth.
and this was someone that was always a regular back in the day.
Yeah, so that's Odegaard is getting to that point. And I'm very worried about both of them. We need a lot of work in ensuring that these two key players are preserved to give us their peak years. They are just entering their peak years. We can't be having them injured now. It doesn't bode well for us. But aside the fact, good news from Abe's, good news from Capier. And
Yeah.
all in all, we have enough to win tomorrow. We do.
Okay. Rory, your thoughts on Odegaard's injuries and Saka's challenges as well?
I mean, with Odegaard, it feels like he's 1 week he's playing, and then the following day he's injured. It's just like, to be honest with you, I think not having Odegaard, and I don't wish injury on anyone, but without Odegaard, it's not like we've missed him or anything, because I think this project has definitely bypassed him. I think it bypassed him last season, and it most definitely has so far this season. Anyway, yeah, but then again, it's still frustrating because I still want everyone fit. It's just like, yo, that's what I'm saying. Although I don't rate Odegaard highly, I don't think he should be here next season. I still do want him fit.
You don't think Odegaard should be at Arsenal next season? Did I just hear
No,
that?
not after this season.
Well,
I
why? Why?
still stand by
Can I
that
get a
Waneri is
reason? Why?
much
What's
more
your reason?
superior than him. I still stand by that Waneri is far more superior than him, to be honest with you.
Waneri is not even getting game time in France.
Well, hold on. There's context that needs to be applied here, because he went to Marseille because of De Zerbi. Right? De Zerbi has a decent relationship with Arsenal. So, it all made sense at the time with Waneri going to Marseille, and, with what happened at Marseille with Saliba, etc. We all thought, yeah, good move for him, right? Scored on his debut, we're forgetting that, but then they sacked him. So that's nothing Waneri could do about it. There's nothing.
However, yeah, I agree with you. But however, did you check number of minutes Waneri completed under the Zebri? The Zebri also criticized him
When?
for his work rate and in-game contribution.
Okay, cool.
So,
His work rate, but
I
is
agree.
is that what we're judging players on? Like,
I agree that Waneri is a spectacular talent, but we've seen Eze, who has been in the Premier League for 5 years and in England all his life, try to replicate what Odegaard does in Arteta's team, and he failed woefully, game after game after game. We've seen
well,
Kai Havertz try to do it, and he failed. We've seen Merino try to do it, and he failed.
but
Let me tell you, I
as
feel the problem with Odegaard is I feel he's played too close to the attacking line. Enigma bears me because I say this all the time. Odegaard should be a deep line playmaker. Xavi, Vitinha, Pilo.
Yeah, but
He's not a Fabregas.
Yeah, but
plays
doing
there
that
in
to
build-up
stifle
anyway.
Zubimendi.
But
So in
Odegaard
what
plays there anyway. Whenever we build up, so like it still doesn't work even when he is so deep. So like,
Yeah, I agree.
what are we
But
doing?
don't forget, this is the same Odegaard that was giving us 30 Premier League goals contribution in 2 seasons. He's not even a
Yeah,
slouch in terms of
that was
contribution.
but the
why
difference
it
was
was
that back then
though.
he was further up the pitch. Now he drops too deep and he doesn't have the agility to pick it up.
No, it's not about agility. Again, I think it's about how Mikel wants him to play. This is the same player who plays for Norway, and go and look at the numbers.
Yeah,
Again,
because he has Haaland in front of him,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And his style is different as well.
because he is not given the role of building up the play at the first phase. In
Okay,
Arsenal,
cool.
that is what he has been taxed with.
Okay, cool.
Before
So
that was Thomas Partey. That
okay,
was
cool.
Thomas Partey.
I agree in a sense that I think Arteta is partly to blame of
Yes, certainly.
Odegaard's, Hindermote, right? But at the same time, though, if you're not going to show it, then we'll show any quality is what I'm trying to say. Then show some leadership. But what he's doing is he's not showing no quality on the ball. We all saw the clips from the other day where Declan Rice played it to him like what 3 times, and you can
Don't if you watch that clip a few seconds more, you realize that a lot of rage bait is going on there, right? So I'll tell you for free. Right? What's the way we play? What's the way Arsenal play? Arsenal do not play in a way that players receive the ball on the half turn.
Okay, so how can Waneri do it, but not Odegaard?
So that is part of the problem with Waneri.
How can Salmon do it?
Okay, so hold on. Now let me give you a little
Yeah.
bit of explanation, right? If you take the ball on the half turn, it means already that you have lost a few seconds. Now check the efficiency against letting the ball run across you and then you run to the ball, which is something Saka does exceptionally well. And that's why he's able to beat his players at the first touch. So Mikel wants the game played at that pace. Now, that is by the way. Now go back to that clip and watch the clip again. By the third pass, 3 players jump out, and Odegaard is able to make a pass that beats the press. Do you think it's every time a player has the ball in a forward position that they move forward? It can't walk.
Playing the ball backwards.
Yeah. However, no, go to the clip. Just go to the clip and watch it 10 seconds more. And then I can also show you that same clip. I can show you examples of it happening with Man City on that. In short, you will find that thing so very, very famous in a Guardiola setup. A Pep team can string 30 passes to make one line breaking pass. Come on, we see it. So it's not I don't want us to delve into social media rage bait and all that. However, again, go and look at the numbers. Enigma, last week I was putting it on our group for people to just look and keep quiet. Attacking wise, Odegaard has been one of your best players. I'm talking about key passes. I'm talking about assists.
One of our best players.
Yeah, yes. Now, in terms of, I'm talking about rates. He has not played much. Let's start from there.
So what about last season then?
So go back to last season again. He still makes your top 3. It is Saka first, Odegaard second.
Nah.
I mean, we have a problem with our system.
So okay, I agree.
Last season's issue was because we had a chunk of our players missing for about 6 months.
Right.
And
Okay.
Mikel should even be
agree that-
applauded for how he managed it. However, this season, understand something. We brought in 8 players and
Yeah,
sent out
and added to our depth.
8 players and sent out
No, no,
9 players.
but the ones we sent out were not really influential to the team per se.
No. My point is that if you think about it, we actually thumped the team in half.
No. You look at it from the perspective of the people you let go. People like Sterling, Lokonga, Vieira. You
Yeah.
hardly played them actually, so you
Yeah,
can't really call them.
but they were going to your training every day. They were part of your tactical setup and they were your lineups.
Yeah,
My
but
point is,
the manager did not trust them enough to even make them available for selection in
they were not,
games.
no, they were playing because your players were injured. Sterling was racking up minutes. Come on. Sterling was racking up 400 Premier League minutes. Come on.
How was Odegaard
Let's
our
not
best
go
player?
there.
One of our best players.
Sterling was
Yeah,
racking
no,
up
I don't agree with
400.
that sentiment, man.
Odegaard was one
Wait,
of our
wait,
worst players. If it's anything.
Enigma. Last season, Sterling was racking up 400 Premier League minutes. Go and check. One lady was doing 1,000.
Well, yeah,
Kelly
yeah.
was
When Lenny came on,
Kelly was
when Saka got injured, I
Kelly
remember.
Kelly was doing 1,600.
Yeah,
This is not because
but that was
this
at
is
the
not
expense
because
of Sterling, though. Hope you know.
no. My
Because
point is that
Sterling was taking up the place, and he now had to lose his place to one area in the team.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Sterling was still playing from the left. Sterling, one lady and
No,
Sterling played about 4 games
he's
together
playing
now.
right from what I
Only,
saw.
only the
Enigma,
Leicester game. Only the Leicester game. When Trossard came back,
Enigma.
when Sterling went back to the bench.
I say one area and Sterling started Champions League together. Abi, are you whining me?
No, that was against Girona now, a dead rubber game now.
I'm saying that Sterling gave us 500 minutes last season. No, you don't give us 500 minutes. That's about 7 games. Oh. You guys don't even know what happened to us last season. I don't think you understand the magnitude. At a point in time, I dropped the lineup on the group. Did you check it? Did you see that formation? That was a Champions League game. Zinchenko, Sterling, Waneri. We were fucked last season. Just forget about it.
Yeah,
We're just fucked. Just see.
okay.
You know why I don't want to talk about it? I don't want to talk about it because it looks like we're giving an excuse. And despite that we were fucked, don't forget, we had a very fantastic chance in the Champions League.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, that to Donnarumma's form. I remember that. Yeah, true.
Aside Donnarumma's form, we had Thomas Partey head loss. He got an unnecessary yellow
the
card.
Madrid game. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And then he
about Odegaard being our best player last season. Well, one of our best
no,
players.
not best. I'm saying in terms of attacking numbers, key passes, assists, those kind of things.
Based on quality, he was not better than Waneri last season.
No. Oh wow! Funny enough, do you know that I think Odegaard gave us about 17 goals and assists last season. You guys, it's about that number in all competition.
But Waneri scored more goals than him last season in all competitions.
I don't know, but I know Waneri had about 10 goals and assists, and that's a very fantastic number. That's a 17-year-old boy from Grenada.
Considering Waneri didn't play many minutes and still put up better better numbers than Odegaard, and looked better out of position than Odegaard looked in his best. Like, come on. Waneri in his best position looks better than.
I'll give you another example, right? You remember when Reyes started playing for us now, Anthony Reyes.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I wasn't born back then, but go on.
Yeah. Oh, so he was the shiny new toy. That doesn't mean he was better than Lundberg or Pires.
No, but
and in his first season, he came in January. He scored against Chelsea. He kept, he was scoring in important games.
It's nothing to do with that whatsoever. The fact of the matter is, Waneri had a better season last season than Odegaard.
I don't agree he had a better season.
Right, listen, I agree that Odegaard, right, 22-23 season, I thought, one of our players of the season, right? Then the following season, I think he had a decent second
23-24.
I'd say that. But then the last two, like, no one can tell me that he hasn't regressed, and that's not all on him. The injuries have definitely taken a toll on him. But as captain of Arsenal Football Club, captain, I need to see more from you. I need you, as captain of Arsenal Football Club, to take the game by the scruff of the neck. You can't name me 5 games.
I agree. On this, I agree. And anything Arsenal fans should agree. There are players I expect more from
season.
There are players I expect more from in Arsenal, right? I call them out all the time. Odegaard, one of them. You know why I always call Odegaard out? Because he has the ability.
Okay, so why should he be here
I've seen Odegaard play.
So why should he be here next season then?
However, taking Odegaard out would mean a key replacement. So I'm just going to ask you a question. Off the top of your head, off the top of your head, right? Who are the midfielders that you would take to replace Odegaard?
Well, Eze for starters, off the top of your head. Skelly, Waneri, Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and then you sign another midfielder. You got Marino who can play there. That's 7 straight off the bat. But there's no one who can replace Odegaard. Come on.
No. If a player as influential as Odegaard, who has racked up the 4 highest minutes in your squad for the past 5 years, is leaving, you need the key replacement. Who's going to step into that role?
That's in the past, bro. Like, if that's the case, then we could just keep Martinelli for the same thing. Because he was our top scorer at one point. We could just keep him.
Yeah. Except that you're talking as if Odegaard is spent, and that's on the back of what? Are we going to also look at Saka and say, "Oh, Saka should bounce"? Because of course he's also struggling.
No, because this is the first season where Saka has properly regressed. This has been 2 years on the bounce where Odegaard has not shown anything.
Is it regression when he is limited by physical factors? I need us to try to understand the way the sport works. This guy just went down. This guy just went down again last match.
I mean,
you can't see. We can't expect him to deliver in these conditions. And this is how the sport works, because he has shown the ability when he was fit. What do? You stick with him. It's how it works. Why? He has shown the ability when he was fit. If you call the top 10 Premier League center midfielder, you struggle to keep Odegaard out of that list.
How long?
Right?
How long are you giving him to actually get back to being fully fit? Because he's had 3 years now to get fit.
It's not 3 years. Come on.
He got injured in. Yeah. Okay. Cool. 2 years then.
Yeah, this is second season has been rocked, and also if you look at Saka, this is Saka's second season of being rocked by injuries.
Well, no, they got injured.
Okay. Except Saka and Odegaard, Saliba and Gabriel too. Fury. This is Ben White. It's something you should be looking at. It's not just Odegaard.
Yeah, I agree.
He's the captain. So do we now ship out all these players?
But he's the captain. He's
exactly the point. So you're looking at you're saying this because he's the captain. We should be looking at it from the player Odegaard perspective.
I'm not saying that because again, there are players in this squad, even if we do win the league, that need to go. I'm looking at Martinelli. I'm looking at Jay-Z.
I agree. But I tell you something. There is no way on earth Mikel is sanctioning an Odegaard sale.
If you get a good price,
probably not.
Any managers are not listening. There is no way Mikel, your coach,
Odegaard, right?
Mikel would not sanction it.
let me ask you this, right? Do you look at Odegaard as right now best attacking midfielders in the Premier League, right? Let's say top 10 or top 5.
See, there is see. When I want to rate players, I tell people, hey, listen. When I want to rate players, I tell people, you cannot give me one season. That is too inconsistent. Run it across 3 years, and if you run it across
not
three,
across 3
if you run it
years.
across
Not
3 years, if you run it
not this
across
season.
the last 3 years for club and
not
country,
3 years. I'm not talking about 3 years. I'm talking about this season.
That's my point. So if you're talking about this season, Max
Okay,
Doman beats a lot of players.
last year, then. The last year, not the last 3 years.
Do
Right,
you?
the last
Yes,
2
yes,
years.
the last 3 years, yes. The last 3 years in
No,
the
2
Premier
years.
League and hold on, and in Europe, you will struggle to tell any serious footballing person that Odegaard is not top 10 creative
But we're
midfielders.
not in. But we're not in the
No,
past.
you would struggle. No, let's be factual. Enigma, 3 years, creative midfielders in Europe. Call 9 players that have given more output per minute than
But I'm
Odegaard. Let's
talking
go.
about this season, though, right? The past was when he was at his best.
He
Didn't
is
lead us.
26. He's 27. So let me
Okay,
tell
so
you,
and
if
he's
you
arguably
were running,
worse
if you were running
at
Arsenal,
26.
if you were running Arsenal, you would sit down in your executive chair and sanction a sale of your midfielder entering his prime. No, but that's a crazy footballing decision, I tell you. Odegaard
Odegaard
is
is
one
supposed
of
to be in his
see,
prime now, by
listen.
the way.
Odegaard is one of ones. He has flaws, but he
Of
is
course he
him.
does.
No, he
Of
has
course he
flaws.
does.
Yes, he is him, but he is still him.
But right now, I'm struggling to figure out what his strengths are.
Put Odegaard in Barcelona. Put Odegaard in PSG.
He wouldn't get in
Put
at
Odegaard.
Barcelona. He would get
What?
nowhere near that Barcelona team. He
Come
wouldn't get
on,
no
you guys.
what, in a
See,
10
I think the
point
problem is that
behind
a lot of Arsenal fans
low.
underrate their players.
But it's
See,
true. Like, who did
it's
he
not
get in ahead of that
true.
Barcelona midfield?
Odegaard was playing in the Premier League and giving us 20 goals and assists in the league alone. League.
This
You don't.
same Odegaard couldn't get in
Mhm.
at Real Madrid either.
See, I tell you for free, if Odegaard were today in Real Madrid, he would be starting. I mean, Ceballos plays now.
No, we what ahead of
Ceballos plays.
bro? A
Diaz
Wash Bellingham
plays.
better than
Raheem Diaz plays. Diaz plays. Gonzalo Garcia plays. This is Odegaard. You guys, you don't rate your players properly. I think that's the problem.
okay,
I think
cool.
that's the problem.
No, fair enough. I've really enjoyed this argument. So, guys, let's go to the next phase, which is the lineups, predicted lineups. So, what I have here is Raya in goal,
Mm.
Calafiori on the left hand side, Timber potentially on the right with Gabriel and Saliba, right hands with Mendy as you'd expect, Kai Havertz, Trossard, Saka, and Gyökeres. So, I'll start with you, Rory. Who do you think would not be in this exile from this list I have here?
I don't know. Probably it's always a toss up between Trossard and Martinelli, to be honest with you. So I'll probably say Trossard. Really, we'll probably go with that back line. I don't think Timber will be involved tomorrow. I think it'll be Ben White
Yeah.
because there's still no update on Jurriën Timber's injury. There's no update on Bukayo Saka, so I think it's going to be Noni on the right hand side and Ben White at right back, to be honest. I think the rest will speak for itself. I think Eze will be on the bench. Nkapie likewise, because I'm hearing he's back in training as well. So I think he'll go for that exact lineup with Trossard and Martinelli obviously being a flip of a coin. Noni on the right, Ben White at right back, and then the rest is probably going to be the same, really.
Okay, awesome. Uche, any thoughts? Are you echoing Rory's sentiments
Yeah.
as well?
So yeah. For me, Trossard should start. White should start. Let's give Timber the required length of time to breathe. I'll make a big call. I would say Zubimendi should. I would say Norgard should make a start. If we win tomorrow, I think Norgard should make a start on Wednesday. It, at a point, we need to use our squad optimally. This is not for one player. Like I saw a clip today talking about how Declan Rice would have played 68 games before the World Cup. That's insane. That's insane. And we expect England to do well. That's adding another like 6 games to him. Short holidays.
Yeah, yeah, but it's
He's
what it
going
is, man. It's what it is. You
to
can't really argue
so
about that.
what we can do is to try to spread the minutes across the boys.
Yeah,
I
fair
think that's
enough.
all we
I
can do.
agree. I agree.
That's all.
All right.
So
So
aside
let's
that,
yeah, that's fine, bro. So then let's look at the latest results. Man, 5 draws on the bounce, man. That's just gangster. So for us, with our last five, obviously we knew the 2 games we lost, which are 2 big cup games to Southampton and Man City. In between them, we beat Sporting, beat Leverkusen, and of course beat Everton. But Bournemouth, my God, they have been draw specialists. Draw with West Ham, with Sunderland, with Brentford, with Burnley, with Man United. So it's just crazy. So I just hope that they do not add us to their draw list. I think we need them to take an L this time, and maybe they can draw afterwards. So finally, I would like to get your predictions for this game. Rory,
Oh, I'm gonna go based on Bournemouth's form, and I think in their last 4 games they've actually struggled for goals lately. I think they've got a couple of 0-0s in there. Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal. To be honest, I think
awesome.
we are gonna make it a close game. Um, like you may have noticed, I have predicted quite a few 2-1s this season, but that is just Arsenal. Like, we're not going to go out in these games and obliterate nobody. But we'll probably get a result. We'll get the job done. 3 points is pretty much all that matters, right? I do not care how we get the 3 points. Just, just give me the
my
3 points.
man, I
From
don't
now
give.
until the end of the season, just give
I
me
don't
3
care.
points. Give me the title at the end of the season. Whatever
You have to
gets
give.
the title at the end of the season, just give me it, all right? Because I'm here starving. I've been starving for 6 years. I need this title. I don't want to sound like Seb, but I need it at the end of the season. I was going to say I need it right now. I need it at the end of the season in May.
Unless the thought say
Oh, we've got the
amen.
close up to the camera as well,
So Uche, what about you? Your prediction?
I'm predicting 2-0 to the Arsenal. 2-0.
Awesome. Awesome.
And
So
I think we should all be prepared to see a lot more clean sheets at the end of the season. I feel it's
yeah,
going to we're going to have to battle through a lot of games other than cruising through them.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
as long
And
as you get to the finish line, man, I really do not care, man.
that's the most
Honestly.
important thing, my brother. That's the
Awesome.
most important thing.
All right, man. So I think it's time to wrap it up. So let's just hear from our guys, starting with you, Rory. So what's the plan for Red Arrow Day in the course of the week?
Yeah, so there should be a match reaction tomorrow. Hopefully I'm not pissed come the end of the day, to be honest. I don't want my weekend ruined, and then we'll see what Chelsea have for us on Sunday. But then again, I wouldn't put my money on it. I just wouldn't.
Upload.
Yeah, again, just like
See, my elder brother is a Chelsea fan. I've been glazing him. I've been saying, we've given you one Champions League spot. You just have to do this for us, man.
Yeah, we have a couple of folks in the chat. DHS Unplugged, Henry, good to have you, bro. He said that he doesn't want to draw. And the game reminds him of that Villa game from 2024. Yes, and between the 2 UCL games. Yeah, so it's very important that we get the victory.
Sorry, did I lose connection then?
Yeah. At some point, you froze.
I don't even know like what you heard from me until I lost connection there.
Oh no, we're still talking about how you wanted us to just ensure that we get the victory and all that, and tell you how you're gonna do a match reaction if you're not gonna be very
Oh
angry.
yeah, right. Yeah. So match reaction on Saturday. Hopefully, I don't lose connection again this time. I was briefly mentioned about the Chelsea game. We'll see what they have. They have for us on Sunday. Again, like I wouldn't put my money on Chelsea winning that game. Just put the fries in the bag, respect the ball on your way out, and just forfeit the game because there's just no point. I think they've picked up more red cards than they've had home wins this season, which is
Yeah,
awful. So
true.
again, we have no trust in Chelsea to win that game.
Well, but I just want a draw. I'm not. I think a draw is fine enough for me, man. I don't think we need them to win.
Chelsea, Chelsea,
Yeah,
Chelsea
draw.
turns up. Chelsea turns up when you expect nothing from them.
Yeah, because if you look at the game against Chelsea at the Etihad, it was looking like Arsenal were going to win that game. Then all of a sudden, they just got a very late goal from Enzo. So
But like this is a different City team. Like they're coming
yeah,
back
yeah,
off,
yeah.
a cup final triumph, and yeah, I don't see them dropping points to Chelsea, especially when Chelsea have been better away from home than they have been at home all season, and they'll probably pick up another red card. To be honest with you, like they do every week. So I don't see them beating City. I don't remember the last time they beat Man City. In all honesty,
Yeah, it's been a while.
and they're a team that they've had decent. I've had a decent record against Man City over the years. I actually can't remember the last time they beat them.
So Chelsea's last win against City. My days, I'm going all the way to 20. Wow,
Don't
kidding
think.
me?
Was it 2020 or 2021?
Yeah, like I'm in 2021 and I'm still scrolling. What the hell? Yeah,
It's
so
been
their
like
last
this
win
year.
against City was in June 2020.
Are
Wow.
you sure it was 2020 and not 2021? When
No,
they won
2020.
2-1
No,
against
yeah, okay, yeah. No, FA Cup. FA Cup was April 2021, but in the Premier League, it's June 2020.
Are you sure that wasn't in the Premier League as well when Aguero done that Panenka and missed the
No, so
penalty?
the
Are
last
you
win
sure that
was
I could have sworn to you that was the Premier
gosh.
League. And I think who scored the winner?
No,
I
so
think
the
it may
last
be-
win was the one that Willian actually scored.
Did you say Rooney?
Yeah. I was
Because
thinking about.
I'm going all the way. I can't look at like okay, look at let's look at it. 2020,
I think it
2024
was
at home,
Marcus
we
Alonso who
lost
scored the winner.
2-0. 2023 at home, it was 4-4. That one that Kopama had a crazy game. 2022, they lost 1-0 to
Yeah.
City. Mahrez scored the only goal. 2021, they lost 1-0. Gabriel Jesus scored the only goal. Then 2020, they won 2-1. So their last home win in the Premier League against Man City was 2020, actually.
Yeah, that was away at
That's
Tottenham,
pathetic,
wasn't it?
man.
And Marcus Alonso scored the winner, right? I thought that was
Yes, that was at the
2021.
Etihad. The one
Are you sure that wasn't in 2021?
No, that was 2021 May. But yeah, that Raheem Sterling scored for Man City. Then Alonso scored a very late goal to end the game.
Yeah, so again, like
All right, guys. So
yeah, this is what I'm saying. I think
no, go ahead.
Chelsea stand no
Yeah.
chance really, but obviously, like
Well,
back onto like what I was saying in terms of like what's coming up as a match reaction. I might do. I don't know if we drop points tomorrow. That there might be an emergency stream or something like that. I don't know. And then of course Monday. Right, Monday. You know what's in store for us. So.
You know, the usual. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for everyone else on the channel tonight. Rory, Uche, you guys are dope as always.
All
See you
right.
guys in the next stream. And till then,
Yeah,
come on, you're gonna.
we hope for 3 points tomorrow.